Good to see you on a day like today. What did you do or what would you do?
Yeah, great to be here. The Olympic hiatus. I hope I didn't get too rusty, but looking forward to being back on Fast Money next week. So, this sell-off obviously is pretty gruesome here. I do think there's some opportunities in the equity markets. You want to look today, the consumer staples did pretty well. I actually bought some Philip Morris today. The way I look at it is whether we have a recession or whether we have a war, people aren't going to start smoking and you get a good dividend. So I think you got to hide out in this particular period of time and wait for that time. As Rothschild would say, you buy the cannons and then sell the trumpets. So we wait for the cannons to go, and that's your buying opportunity.
International smoking is a staple, I guess, out there, BK. I think this is the first time ever, though, and I've known you for a very long time at this point, that you actually said, I bought some Philip Morris today. I mean, what does that tell us about what kind of market this is, if that is what you're reaching for on a day like today?
Exactly. I'm usually more in the exotic rare earths and cryptocurrencies, but that's where the opportunity is. And I think that's what it says about the market. If I think on the bigger picture out there, the Fed has to get control of inflation. They have two ways they can do that. They can create a recession, which they're likely going to do, but they're going to try not to. But because of the dual mandate, because they have to keep full employment, they really can't keep that. They can't create a big recession, so they have to go out over asset prices. So I have that headwind, as well as this kind of global geopolitical tensions. That's not a great environment for risk assets at all, so you want to be safe, and Philip Morris is the place to be.
Is the metaverse safe right now, Brian? Because, we had some of the biggest metaverse stocks, Meta and NVIDIA today, which gets associated with it, Roblox yesterday, all of them tanking on earnings. Why are you looking to metaverse to pick up some stocks?
Well, I'm not so necessarily sure I'm picking up NVIDIA and those type of names, or Facebook or Meta, whatever they want to call themselves, to play the metaverse. I think the better way to play that is to start to get into the infrastructure. So you're talking about buying the cryptocurrencies and the blockchains that all these things are built on. So whether it be Ethereum is what everybody knows, but you can look at stuff like Cosmos Atoms, which I'm long. You can look at something like Avalanche, which I am long. But any of these kind of layer one base layer protocols that the metaverse is being built on, that's where the value is likely to accrue rather than the equities.
How tight of a correlation is there between these tokens, Beakers, and Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin is viewed as a risk-on or risk-off sort of asset. On a risk-on day, it's up. Risk-off day, it's down. So are the correlations still tight, or is there a divergence?
There is some divergence. There is some dispersions. I said at the beginning of this year to our clients that the word of the year is going to be dispersion in the cryptocurrency markets. And so what we have seen is some of these names trade a little bit out of sync with Bitcoin, which is different than what we've seen in the past. In the past, Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. But I look at my screen today, and there's a couple cryptocurrencies out there that are green, even though Bitcoin is down. So I do think we're going to get that decoupling over the years, and that's because Bitcoin really has become this macro asset. It's a monetary asset, whereas metaverse, the platforms, those type of things are starting to trade on their own growth prospects.
Beeks, it's so great to see you. I'll see you next week. Brian Kelly.
See you next week. It's great to be back.